probably operating off just as much info. Shit, you maybe have more than I do. I don't know.
Of course he does.
I would think so as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's his way to be like, nah, I don't know shit.
Let me say,
That's the out for him to be like, nah, I don't know shit. What you talking about?
Yo.
We are Levi's Wise Guys.
Check out the full podcast. Link below.
I mean, Emanny, like, do you think there's a deeper, darker secret here of people playing Geppetto in the industry and we don't know, or what? Talk to me, man.
I think people are missing that this is more about big corporation and label shit and business shit than it is about Drake and Kendrick.
I keep hearing that.
I don't think this is as simple as two guys who don't like each other for whatever reasons, or two guys that just want to be competitive. I think there's something that's happening within the industry that both men are sitting on two separate sides of, and they're trying to make that statement. I think there's a reason why you find Drake being the Thanos of this at a moment where it feels like the whole rest of the industry is coming at him.
The 20v1?
Does it make sense?
It does though.
Does it though?
I mean,
does it?
It does if you begin to get the information that you need for it to make sense.
Okay.
But if the information isn't given to us and now we're needing to dig, it just looks like somebody just walked on a block and getting punched on.
So do we have, but the question is, you're right, but the question is, do we have the information?
No, and you probably won't never get it because that's the reason why the industry is set up the way it is. It's not set up for you to get the information. It's set up for you to believe whatever they decide to let you believe, and you'll have maybe a couple of brave souls that'll be willing to go out there to expose it. But most likely when they do that, they probably not going to have the greatest of careers after. So
okay, so you saying like you might get blackballed if you expose
essentially. That's what I'm hearing.
I won't say blackball because I do believe that certain people are in a space where they might not be able to reach a certain level of success, but they'll still be able to sustain a core fan base. Like Kendrick, I don't think can be blackballed at this point. I think he's someone that things can be happening in the industry that might limit the grasp that he might have once again. But people who love Kendrick are going to love Kendrick, period. So no, not blackball. I just think that there's a space where just things exist in the industry that we'll never be privy to. And we kind of just got to listen to like the little hints that the artists are giving to kind of try to figure it out for ourselves.
So I'll say this, because, we probably operating off just as much info. Shit, you maybe have more than I do. I don't know.
Of course he does.
I would think so as well, right? Yeah. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's his way to be like, nah, I don't know shit.
Let me say
that's the out for him to be like, nah, I don't know shit. What you talking about?
I'll assume to have more information, right?
There we go.
But even my information ain't much of shit.
Okay. All right.
So it's
like from experience, from what you've seen.
I've had
in the industry.
I've had experience that I can speak to. I've also had other people in higher positions speak to me about different things. I've also been around others who have way more information than me and have overheard things. So I've been privy enough to certain things, but even in that conversations and information that's been given, ain't been much for me to figure out the whole grasp of this shit.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I think what we all unknowingly and knowingly are trying to do is connect dots, right?
Yeah.
Like what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. When you hear Kanye saying, yo, we want to get Drake up out of here, okay.
Which is crazy.
Which is kind of wild, right? But Kanye's definitely a loose cannon. I like a lot of stuff that he says, but I also don't like a lot of stuff that he says as well. Like, I mean, there's no other way to put it than that. Like, I don't think all the shit he says is crazy. Like, people try to make it out to be. But at the same time, I'm not copping pleas for the shit that he does say. You feel me? I think that I don't want to go deviate. I know you said some shit about Kanye earlier, but I'm making that point just to say when he makes bigger points saying that Lucian Grange is Drake's baby daddy, right? He's pointing to a power struggle of Titans higher than people know.
And he might have been your baby, and he might have been your baby daddy
at one
point too.
Which is why he can speak on that level, right? And so that's the sprinkles of information that I feel like might be something that we could probably pick from.
You can't. I think all of us just need to let Kanye do what Kanye do. And not try to break down and figure out what's up with Kanye. Honestly, don't get me wrong. I respect it.
I got it. I
think everybody should be respected in the realms of which they divvy into. But when you start talking to people as if you are one, God.
Yes.
That's problematic. I don't like that.
Two,
I don't like that.
Yeah.
that you're the smartest person in the room. I never want to be around that person. I don't give a fuck how. And
That's real talk.
and I'll say this because I've actually I worked, well, not worked directly, but when I was in a boys' choir of Harlem, we were commissioned to do work for Kanye for 2 Words, the record
Oh yeah,
with
2 Words.
Oh, hell yeah.
College
and
Dropout.
Most Def
Yeah.
Freeway.
Yep.
And this is very early. This is very early Kanye.
Mhm.
And you saw the passion then.
Mhm.
You saw how in depth he wanted to go with the music and how passionate he was. And I'm gonna always respect that. But just because I respect you musically, don't mean I gotta respect you in life and in your goals and the shit that you saying out your mouth, especially when you're that much of a fucking hypocrite and some of the things that you say are just harmful.
I want to talk about like narratives though. So like, for example, you know, I don't want to call people pawns in this, but like if let's say this is chess.
Mhm.
Let's say we're all pieces on the board,
Mhm.
right? There's a role for every piece. The rook is not the same as the queen. The queen is not the same as the king. The pawns are definitely not the same as no damn what's
Bishops.
the bishop? Yeah, damn. See, clearly I don't play chess. I just know the pieces. Kind of.
Never played chess.
Yeah, you never play chess,
Never played chess a damn.
bro. You're wilding.
I'm a checkers guy.
That's crazy. All right, so do you feel like people are being unintentionally or intentionally used as props within this whole issue, if you will, this wrestling match?
That's society.
The society.
That's not just within music. That's with religion. That's with, politics. That's with everything. Like we're used like that to control and to now influence other people so that they can be controlled. And we got to be careful about how we go about that. So that's why I say sometimes you get on camera and you'll speak and then you might listen back like, ooh, I got to be a little more careful because the message I am sending out could confuse someone to think something other than what I'm trying to display. So sometimes, we'll get caught up in just wanting to have conversation because sometimes the conversation is your way of trying to figure things out. Even if you're confident in what you're saying, you get the moment to go back. And I have this thing every time that I sit somewhere, I talk, I'm going to sit back to watch it so I can see if I remember any of the stuff I said or if there's something I said that I was like, ooh, that didn't come off the right way.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I can get better at doing that.
Yeah.
So we are used to create and push narratives. Sometimes we do it naturally. Sometimes there's little things out there to help push us to think a certain way.
It's just life.
That's just life.
This is life.
It's life.
Just life.
So then how should the fans feel? Like with stuff like that? Like with the Kendrick versus Drake beef? Like how should the fan feel? Like is this something?
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Just enjoy it. It's hip. First off, it's hip hop. So hip hop comes from that. And I don't want anyone to ever think there's a day where that needs to stop. No, it's a sport. It was set up as a sport and it's going to be competitive and it should continue to be like that. Now, it shouldn't be a thing where it's a level of violence or certain things that happen within that. But
I agree with that.
I also do believe within the sport, you have some people that are really good at
Playing the game.
And then there's some people that like J. Cole, amazing rapper. To me, out of him, Kendrick and
J.
Drake,
Cole thinks it's
he's
so
the
much
best
fun.
rapper. He's not the best battler or he's not the guy
I think
that's
he's the best
made
rapper,
up
too.
I
to
agree.
go back and forth
Yeah,
with.
I think he's the best rapper.
And we got a chance to see that. Cool. We will never ask J. Cole to beef with anybody else ever again.
Yeah.
We know it's not in you. That's
Not at
cool.
all.
Other than that, it's music, man. As long as ain't nobody dying and ain't nobody finances being well,
You know that happens.
that happens sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, come on now.
And the streams is everybody.
And people are actually being incentivized to be pawns.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that kind of comes with the territory. Like whether it's
crazy.
people paying for promo, blog sites, pushing certain narratives, podcasters pushing certain narratives, streamers pushing certain narratives. Like we see it in real time, and I think the people who are kind of aware of the chessboard,
Yeah.
I think
We got to be
accept it.
careful,
I feel like
we got to be careful. We got to be careful about how we choose to entertain, how we go about entertaining, even though at the end of the day, we're not just trying to give out information. We're trying to give out information and entertain at the same time. So in keeping both intact, you have to have a certain level of respect for the people that you're talking about, because if they didn't exist, you would have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And you have to also remember that the people that are watching, they don't want to just watch you teach just like, say that-
a
like
balance.
if that's the case, we just go sit in school all day.
That's
a
true.
balance.
Like we want this shit to be motherfucking entertaining.
You're right.
So
It's WWE, man.
Yeah, it's a
what
balance.
are we talking about?
it's a balance. It's a balance.
Listen to the full episode. Link below.